We've just spent 3 magical nights here in Langkawi. What a beautiful place. We're going to Singapore next. Unfortunately, there's only 2 flights a day. One's at 8 in the morning with AirAsia, just too early, and the second is with Scoot. I've heard they're yellow, they're fun, and I'm pretty excited to try this one. Let's go. But first, Langkawi is the Maldives of Malaysia, at least in my opinion, and when the sea tide comes in. The locals over on the mainland don't seem overly keen, but to us it's a beautifully sunny and laid back paradise, with some wonderful hotels that don't require you to do too much thinking, except to avoid the local wildlife. Before today's flight we stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, which sits on a private bay sitting naturally within a 10 million year old rainforest. Surrounded by the local trees, it's the perfect way to switch off your brain, with the only real danger being the monkeys trying to steal your waffles at breakfast. The journey to the airport is about $10 in a grab taxi. It only takes 20 minutes, and to be honest, I don't want to leave, but my bank account says otherwise. We're running a little bit behind schedule. We've got 1 hour until the flight goes, but that's absolutely fine. For an airport that only has 2 international gates, you would expect to just turn up, check in and be next to the gate within 5 minutes. Unfortunately, before you can even get to the check-in desk, you need to pass through a security checkpoint, where your bags need to go through before realising there's only 2 check-in desks for up to 180 passengers. Luckily, having flown Singapore Airlines a few times last year, I managed to achieve KrisFlyer Silver status. Much to my relief, KrisFlyer Silver status means I get to use the pretty empty priority desk. And I will just add that on today's flight, Scoot Plus, which includes priority check-in and boarding, is not available as an option. So that was interesting because she said we had 2 bookings and then different seat numbers. It turns out someone has the same surname, which is somewhat uncommon. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but interesting. And with check-in out the way, it's time to have documents, passports and our bags checked again, before going through to a very tiny departure area. So this is your first time coming here. There's only 2 gates. There's 1 operation because there's 1 international flight. There's not a lot to do here, just 1 WH. Which to those who haven't experienced one before, it's a place to get sweets, drinks and a magazine, with the only other entertainment being the windows next to the gate. Luckily for me and Brent though, we both love watching planes. With boarding commencing, it's pretty simple. You're either Group 1 or Group 2. But the best part, even for those who aren't airplane mad, is that you get to walk outside, obviously so long as it's not raining, to the airplane, giving you the opportunity to take some pretty awesome photos. This rather elusive black and grey airplane particularly captured Brent's attention because it's an Airbus A320, but it's for hire, capable of carrying up to 52 passengers in a 2-2 configuration with all the seats converting into flatbeds. There's no way I can work out the cost, but a quick check of the website reveals, to quote them, a one-of-a-kind holiday can cost $40,000 per person. I really wish I had that kind of money to spare, but I'm more than happy with my $85 fare on Scoot, and besides, our plane is beautifully decorated in yellow. So Scoot features a 3-3 configuration. They're the Recaro slimline seats in a 17.7 inch width. Slightly disappointingly, despite the very colourful exterior of the plane, the interior is a little bit bland, with those black leather seats. Even with the seat map, Scoot is a low-cost carrier, so the entire plane is decked out in the exact same seats, with rows 1, 12 and 13 having extra pitch. And 29 inches of pitch, which is pretty good. That means that the legroom is more than reasonable for a short-haul flight, unless you are very tall. And Scoot also has one of the smallest reclines I've ever come across. And for those who are interested, it's not really one for reclining, it only has 2 inches of recline. With not much else to discuss when it comes to the seat, I get to watch a trickle of passengers boarding up the stairs. Yes, it's slightly cloudy, which makes it more pleasant, but it's also 32 degrees outside, which is enough to need a shower. I do hope you'll stick around to the end of the video, because while the takeoff was as expected, the landing was not, and we got to experience one of the most rarest opportunities there is. We found it pretty exciting, but for those who aren't keen on flying, it's probably a little distressing. Anyway, moving on, because today's flight is under 2 hours, there is a beautifully yellow printed menu. It's full of delicious looking items, but they've simplified the service because of the short flight, so only the instant menu is available, which consists of drinks and a few snacks. Personally, I feel this is a bit of a missed opportunity. So here's the footage from a flight I took previously with Scoot from Penang, which shows the pre-packed snack bag you can pre-order on these shorter flights. It's not the most amazing combination in the world, but even now I still use the drawstring bag. And as for entertainment again, Scoot is a low-cost carrier, so there's no Wi-Fi and no in-flight entertainment screens.
It's 4:33 in the afternoon, but there's no time difference between Singapore and Langkawi.
The excitement and drama is on the way, but so far it's been a very pleasant flight. And once we land, I'll find a nice backdrop and tell you exactly why Scoot is such a good airline and an asset to Singapore Airlines. With auto stabilisation, it probably wasn't very obvious from the camera, but the plane hit the tarmac pretty heavily. So the captain decided it was safer to take the plane off again, and this is called a go-around. Typically it can be caused by strong crosswinds. Let's just hope the second time is successful.
After the go-around, this is due to the wind shear affecting the landing. The conditions are right now improving over the airfield. We're proceeding to commence the second approach. The estimated time of landing right now is approximately 10 to 15 minutes. And we apologize for the delay.
So for today's conclusion, I've come to the beauty that is the Jewel at Changi Airport. Scoot I think they're really good as a low-cost carrier. I think if you're traveling locally, it probably doesn't matter because the price is just so reasonable. And even like when you add in like the food, which it was £8, but you get a pretty cool bag, which I thought was like a keepsake, like a souvenir. The seat, it could probably do with a little bit more space, but obviously because it's a low-cost carrier, they're not going to do that. Would I rate Scoot? Yes, I think they're pretty good. I'm just not sure about long haul. Maybe it's a bit different because obviously being a low-cost carrier, they're looking to cut costs, so I guess comfort goes down. Maybe that's the reason why people don't really like them on the long haul. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.